So hopefully we are having a great connection here. Hopefully you can see me and it's bright enough and everything. Welcome, welcome, guys. Tonight we're diving into a topic that so many people shy away from, but is one of the most important parts of a healthy and intimate relationship and sexual conversations. You've got to have these type of conversations. Whether you're dating or committed in a relationship, or you married, the way we talk about our sex or love, or even if you avoid talking about it, can make or break your relationship. So, and it doesn't matter if it's a short-term or long-term relationship. This is all about having a conversation and intimacy. So I'm talking about this because you all have been sending me questions and asking certain things about topics on your relationships, be it sexual, love, finding love, or looking for love. So we're talking about those type of questions that you all have brought to me. So tonight we're going to talk about some powerful sexual questions. So I hope that you all can go along with this, and I'll give you some answers to the questions that people have sent. I'm gonna read the question and then I'll give an answer to it, okay? So that'll help you out so you can get real live response from the Love Doctor, okay? So you're with the Love Doctor, guys. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. Make sure you press the like and follow me, share, let everyone know that the Love Doctor is live talking about love, sex, conversations, and your Q&A. This is Saturday night. I'm going to start making Saturday night Q&A night so you guys can, I can answer your questions that you have sent me during the week. How about that? And hopefully in the future, as we go along, I'll probably start bringing you on with me on those Q&As on Saturday, so you guys can really talk about what you have happening within your situation, any struggles you have, and anything you might be afraid to talk about. We'll hash it out and talk about it. All right, so let's talk about, first I'm going to talk about some types of conversation that most of you veer away from or have a hard time having a conversation or talking about it. So I'm going to do more of giving you what I'm talking about that you mostly don't really want to have a conversation with, okay? Or have a conversation about. So hi, Macy and Love Life. Hey, Summer Simpson. Hey, Cy. Guys, thank you for joining me. This is a good topic and talk. We're going to have a good Q&A. We're going to be relaxed, casual. This is not wine. It's a wine glass. I just need something to drink. Woo, cool it down. Because this is going to be a hot topic, okay? So let's talk about some of the things, that I really wanted to talk about that I think is very important of having it. One is, the reason you're doing it is you want to have transparency. This is the main reason we're going to talk about this, guys. You've got to have transparency and safety when it comes to these type of conversations. And you all know how I am about the safety in relationships and love and conversation. And so it's very important because I talked about it on my last talk about we have to be aware of STDs. We have to be aware of taking a test. Remember, I talked about that. And so you've got to be open enough to have the conversation, okay? You've got to have the conversation about sex and not be afraid and fearful. Some of you say, and most of you, I'm not saying that you don't. I'm saying you need to do this at the beginning of your interest in someone. And when you're married and within the relationship, you have to continue to talk about your desires and your needs. You can't let that go to the wayside, because all of this is about building trust. This is about ensuring that both of you are informed, right, on what you like, what makes you happy, the desires you're seeking, and your protection and your boundaries. You got me? So it's really, really a great conversation that we have. Now, you have this conversation because you're giving each other comfort and you're consenting to telling someone your desires and your thoughts. And understand, people, when you do this, don't, what they say, judge a person. Because when you judge what someone has told you about maybe what they have experienced in their past yesterday, and you bring it back up, they'll shut down. So you have to watch what you bring back up. See, sexual conversation is not for you to bring back up what I did yesterday or the experience I may have had. The conversation is to help us in a relationship to grow better and have a better relationship. You understand? It is to help us provide each other's needs and desires. So you have to do that because it's about increasing what? The intimacy and the pleasure that you want within your relationship. You want to give shared knowledge of what you may know and the other person may not know. You see what I mean? This is why it is important to have it, because your desired conversation help you what? Either help you turn on that fire within the relationships. You're right, spark the relationship. So you gotta talk about it, because sometime within these type of conversation, it helps you what? Feel good and get you in the mood. And it's a turn on. So sometimes you want to do that, because some people think that it doesn't matter. It does. We need to talk about what we like, what we don't like, and what is safe. And you have to be trustworthy in it so you can know what's safe to share. Okay? You don't have to, I'm not saying to share everything, guys. Just remember, you have to learn who you're comfortable with when you have this type of conversation. Because everybody is not supposed to get what? The story. Everybody's not supposed to know the what? Secret. Right? So you're only having a conversation with somebody that you believe is someone that you don't mind telling about your desires. Got it? Okay? So because it's all about giving what? Shared knowledge of your what? Experiences. Okay? Because what? It helps you have greater connection. It helps you have what? Trust, honesty, and what? Exploring each other. That's important. Explore. Now, the other reason I really wanted to talk about it is sometimes some people have a sexual expectation. Okay? You want your relationship to be a certain way. You want your needs to be a certain way. You want the way somebody love you a certain way. You have an expectation. And sometimes, often that doesn't happen because you haven't had the conversation. Your assumption is what you like in the bedroom, I'm supposed to be aware of. And this is why it's so important to have the conversation. And look, people, I'm having this conversation because it seems like it's not necessary, but it really is. Here's why. Have you ever been in a situation where you've met someone and you all got together after 30 days, 60 days, 3 months, and you date during that time, and then when you finally become intimate, never one time did you talk about your desires? You never talked about what you really like, what makes you happy, what you're seeking when it comes to intimacy. You understand? Having a emotional, intimate, sexual conversation with someone is very, very important. Because it's all about having great relationship, great love within your relationship, okay? You want to connect. You want to connect. If you want to connect, let's talk about this now. If you want to connect, it helps you have a what? Better emotional connection. Now, you know I talked about this the other day. Now, when it's just simply sex and you enter into that, I still say you need to have a conversation. Right? Like at the beginning of the talk, I said you got to go and make sure you get checked out, have tests, make sure you safe, wearing a condom. Women, men and women have condoms, right? So you still have to be safe, okay? Hey Terry Knox, hey Joan, hey Lionel, thank you guys for joining me. So let's go into the communication of why it is so important. See, I believe that when you're communicating with each other about your desires, you're improving, you will improve your experience with that person, right? You will improve the sexual satisfaction or gratification within that moment of intimacy because you had a conversation about what you like. I.e. an example. You have some people that like that you know how I talked about this fetishes, right? Fetishes are very important. And I feel you really should ask a person, do they have a fetish? Here's why. Some people like to just feel on your ear. They could be sitting right next to you watching a movie and they can just feel on your ear and it gives them excitement and make them feel good. It's just like when people who have a feet fetish. And when they rub your foot, it just excites them. You see what I mean? This is why you're having the conversation, because you're developing a connection based on what you want to help that person feel what? Satisfied. Okay? So it is very important because you got to be what? Comfortable in satisfying somebody's desire. Right? So this is why you have to have a conversation. It's just so important, okay? Also, you want to talk about it because some people don't have boundaries. And some people don't know how to take no. I'm not going to do that. And so they don't really have those boundaries, and they can actually like cross over doing something off limit that you're like is not negotiable. I'm not doing that. I.e., this is a deep conversation. This is a grown folk, an adult, and this is no one under 18 is listening to this. Everybody's not into every type of sexual situation. Everybody's not interested in a threesome. Everybody's not interested in fellatio. Everyone's not interested in doing certain things that you think that you like doing in the bedroom. Everybody's not going to desire those things. And this is why you have to clarify what you like. Because some things are non-negotiable. I have some non-negotiables. And my non-negotiable has been a non-negotiable. I haven't changed my mind. I'm not going to talk about what it is, but I haven't changed my mind. It don't matter who you are. I can be in love your dirty drawers. I'm not changing my mind. I'm not doing that. Let's have a conversation, because I'm going to have a conversation about my likes and dislikes and what I desire. I got boundaries. And so my boundaries say, hey, that's not happening. That's not happening. You see? And this is why you talk about what you like and what your desires are, so that you can create a connection and don't have to worry about your non-negotiable. Have the conversation. Then this person's not going to try because you've had to talk about it, right? Okay. So that is very important. That's why you have a conversation about it. You have to have sexual conversation because it's important. Another one that you are really missing. Here's the one I say all the time is missing. And I was talking about about this today. The assumption is everybody is sane. The assumption is everybody's in their right mind when it comes to relationships and know what they want about love. You may be dealing with somebody that have mental issues, that may have had trauma. So this is why you have to have a conversation, so that person might just tell you about a past wound. And this is why you have to have a conversation. There may be some fears that they have when it comes to intimacy. You don't know if you don't have the conversation. You see where I'm going? See, y'all thought I was talking about something else. I'm talking about why are you having conversations about all type of things that deal with your desires and your desires to be intimate with someone, be their friend or not. This and you know how I said you don't have to be in no relationship. Hey, Michael Lawson, how you doing? You have to have a conversation. Now, here's the main thing, and then I'm gonna go into some of the questions that you all had. Having a conversation about love, your relationships, and your desires when it comes to sex, it's all about sexual growth. You understand? It's all about getting the feedback on what somebody may think of you or of a situation. You see? So it helps to improve the relationship. It helps the relationship grow. It brings about openness. But like I said earlier, you can't judge somebody when they give you information. Don't judge people when they tell you something they didn't have to tell you. And this is where you all really messed up. When someone tells you something, you can't throw it back in their face because they would have never told you the story. You got to learn to hold on to information that is given to you and hold it. They didn't ask you for no input. I didn't ask you for input when I tell you a story about yesterday. Because why? It's gone. I don't need you to tell me you shoulda, coulda, woulda did this when you was 15, when you were 20, 25, 30, 35. I didn't ask you. I'm telling you about what I did then. I didn't ask you for your opinion about what I coulda did. Shit is gone. And then you got to let it go and move on. Shit, y'all wanna bring stuff back in people's face. Y'all got to learn to let shit go. You know, ain't nobody got time. I don't want to hear you trying to explain what I should have did. Okay, what are you talking about? You know what I'm guys? But so understand the conversation about it is just to encourage to bring about trust and to bring about growth and to cultivate a relationship and to allow each other to have that conversation so you can have mutual fulfillment. Period. Okay? So it's just some things that I wanted to talk about that you need to do before intimacy. And then you can have it when it's after intimacy. You have to have the conversation because sometimes you'll have some conflicts. So it's very important to have conversation. Hey, Rob Grant. Without Justice, thank you for joining me, guys. So you gotta be, like I said, open-minded, non-judgmental, and you have to be gentle within your delivery of your desires when it comes to love and sex conversations. Okay, so now I'm going to go into, and I'm looking down. Let me look and see it. I had some questions about that people brought to me, and I'm going to answer these questions to help you guys understand, give you my opinion, because everybody, has different opinion. So I'm going to help, the Love Doctor is going to help you with your situation. So this question was, I'm not going to say your name because I don't want to, put somebody out there like that, because you may just, want the question, and that's why you sent it to me in a separate comment. You don't want somebody to know, and I get it, okay? But I'm not going to say anything major on people. Okay, so this one is, how do I ask about sexual past without sounding judgmental? I just said it. So here's, and I know this is from a male. I'm not gonna say who. Okay, so here's the thing, and I'm saying this from a male because here's the problem that women have with men when it comes to talking about the past. Very quick to judge. Now, men say, We ask the question about your sexual past because we want to know what you have done and the type of woman you are. And here's the thing, men, that my yesterday has nothing to do with my now. My yesterday has either helped me become a better person or I didn't learn from it. Now, what happens if this person is based on how they're treating you? Judging them based on what they told you, because here we go. Here, let me go with where I'm going with this. You being judgmental about something you would have never known. I'll wait. I told you a story about something about me you would have never known. So why are you judging? Because if I never told you, you would have never known. Hello? I hope that answers you with your talking about somebody's sexual past. It doesn't matter. Because one, if I hadn't told you, you would have never known. But yet I told you, now you want to judge me. So you have to decide, what do you want from that person within the relationship? If that past matters to you and the people that you deal with, then you don't need to be in a serious relationship. You need to just go out and just date. You just need to be friends with people and fulfill your needs and keep them moving. Because, baby, everybody has something that they may have at one time done that they don't want you to know. But if they trusted you enough to tell you, you can't judge them. Because why? You would have never known if they didn't tell you. Okay, so I hope the person that asked me that question is listening to me and watching. You cannot judge people by what they did in the past, because you would have never known the story if they didn't tell you. Okay? So let me answer another question. This one is about turn-ons, I guess. How do I tell my partner what I really want without embarrassing them or myself? How do I tell my partner what I really want without embarrassing? Okay, because you're explaining what you want to someone is not embarrassing. Okay, first let's take that away. It is not embarrassing to have a conversation with a person that you desire, or a person you have a relationship with, or a person you are with now today. It is not embarrassing to them or embarrassing to yourself to talk about your desires. It's okay to talk about what you want. This is what this is about. You must have a conversation about your desire, because the key is to what? Fulfill your needs. The key is to be successful within that relationship with the person that you're with. So you have to tell them your desires without being embarrassed. If you have fetishes, and I take this is pretty much what this is. You probably have an outrageous fetish, and you think he is not going to take to it well, and you're going to feel embarrassed. No, if you don't feel comfortable with the person that you're going to tell the information to, then don't tell the information to it. Don't ask them to fulfill your fetish or fulfill your desires. Let it go. If that's what you feel about that person. But if that person cares enough about you the way that you should be cared, you shouldn't feel embarrassed. Okay? So I hope that helped you there. Don't be embarrassed, guys, about having a conversation with someone about what you want and what you like and what you're seeking in the bedroom. Never feel embarrassed about that, please. That was a good question. That was a good one. Okay, this one is another one. I'll probably just a couple more, guys. I had a lot. We'll do another, every Saturday I'll do a Q&A, so I'll come back with some of these people that I it's a lot of questions. I'm not going to try to keep you all night answering people questions. This is why I'm going to create and have my private page so we can, so I can really help you more with those questions. But right now, I'm just going to answer a few questions that you all have sent me. Okay. So now this one is, Let's see. Why do I? Let's see. Okay. How do I know if I'm just being physical or if it's emotional? Okay. So I talked about, if you missed this conversation, or hopefully you probably did listen to my conversation and you're asking the question. Okay. So yeah, you probably saw it. So you asked me, how do I know if I'm just being physical? Okay. So when you meet somebody and you are attracted, right? We're attracted to what we see. Men are mostly attracted to what they see, right? So you met someone that you want to be with and you desire. And you are really, really excited about getting a connection. If you are too excited and in a hurry, then it's physical. If you are patient and willing to wait, then it becomes emotional. Because are you with me now? I hope you're understanding this. I hope you're on the live. The person asked me this question. If it's physical, it's all about sex all the time, and this is all you want, and you don't want any type of connection. You don't go anywhere. You don't take the person anywhere. You don't do things together. You don't really talk to them much on the phone. You really just, hey, what you doing? Can we get together? And you all intimate. That's physical relationship. But if you call, you sit and talk sometimes, how things are going, how's your day going. You don't see the person until another week, but you've been talking 2-3 times. You're building an emotional connection, okay? So I hope that's a basic answer based on physical and emotional. But go watch my other video on on the YouTube channel. Go and it'll talk about the connection, out in relationships. I don't know how many videos I have, but I think I just recently did it this past week. But it's on YouTube if you want the full version. Okay. One more question. Let's do another one. Is it weird to talk during sex? I think somebody got mad at me on the last live because they said something about not talking during sex. I can't remember. I don't remember if I saw that comment. Hey, Pamela, Alice. I don't remember. I remember that. What the question was, but what it was they said in regards to it that it's hard to talk during sex. They really want them to be quiet, right? Now, and this is why I'm glad we're having this conversation, guys, because this is what I'm talking about. If you are talking to someone doing the intimate relationship and you're that person that don't like it, this is why you have a sexual conversation before you get into the relationship. Because there we go. You said it's weird when someone's talking. It's weird when you even hear it. You got me? So you have to tell that person, are you a talker in the bedroom? Are you a talker? Because I don't like hearing that talking. You don't need to say nothing to me. I don't need to know about, I like the way you do this and I don't need to hear none of that. I'm just saying. Can we just get it going and can you just be quiet? This is real shit. You have some people that just don't want to hear your mouth. Okay? This is why you have the conversation before you enter into the act of sex. There we go. That's the best answer I can give you on that one, okay? Thank you for that one, because that was a good one, because the person who had commented on the live, we didn't go into it. So that was a good one to go into. I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to let you guys go. Okay, so this one is, okay. They keep bringing up something I've said I don't want to try. What do I do? Okay, they keep bringing up something I've said I don't want to try. What do I do? Okay, so you had the conversation, right? The person who asked me this question, you had the conversation about your desires. I'm assuming, because you're saying they're bringing up something you've said, right? But you said you don't want to try it. Okay. So here's the thing. If this is something that you're not going to do, you have to say, hey, you can ask me 10 times and 100 times. It is a no. It is a non-negotiable, just like I just talked about earlier. I am not interested in that type of active sex or that type of whatever you desire. I'm not the one that's going to do that. Now, if that is something that you need to have fulfilled within our relationship, you need to let me know, because I need to know if there's going to be an issue down the road. Because you do understand this is sometimes the reason men and women cheat, because something is not being fulfilled. And this is why you have the conversation. If you don't have the conversation and it's not being fulfilled, the possibility of that person fulfilling it with someone else can happen. Especially if it's something they truly desire. So you really have to have a conversation about this desire, and you have to really truly find out, is this something that this person really truly is seeking? You got me? Because if they're really truly seeking that type of desire and you're unable to fulfill it, if you're single, it's going to be an issue down the road within the relationship. So I wouldn't go that far into the relationship, because especially if this is what this person wants. If you're married presently and this person keeps saying, I need this from you, you have truly got to decide, is this something you can change and willing to do? But if it's non-negotiable, don't do it. Don't change it to satisfy their desires, because it's all about your being happy in the midst of satisfying somebody's desire. You got to remember that. Whatever we do for somebody or with somebody, we're doing it in the midst of our happiness and our desires at the same time. You got me? So if it's a non-negotiable and you're married, you really have to have this conversation about, what can we do? What else can I do to fulfill your desires? Are you with me? So I hope if anyone that's live that sent me that question is watching me now, about bringing something up that you don't want to, they keep bringing it up and you don't want to try. So I hope that helps you right there, because that's a very good question right there, because when you think about it, sometimes people will pressure you into fulfilling their desires and fulfilling their want and their need. And they will pressure you until they get what they want. And they might even sometimes use words to change your mind, which we call intimidation. And we could call it, what's the other word we call it? Y'all know that word I always say about was you. Doggone it, I slipped my head. Down, where did it go? I'm sticking and stopping, guys. I don't know what's wrong with my internet. My internet has not been the best. I may have to switch up, guys, and do I'm about to find somewhere else to have my talks with you guys. Because some reason I'm not having the best. Hey, Christine, is it still messing up, guys? Is it still coming in and out? I don't know what's happening with my connection tonight. It's lagging. Darn it. Okay, I hate it, guys. I'm trying to get a better connection, see if I can move it to get some good connection. But I don't know what's going on tonight, guys. I'm gonna cry. I don't like it. I'm gonna do one more question, guys. I'm gonna let you go, because I hopefully you're getting it and it's not doing it so bad. I hate it. Okay, so here's the one more. Let me see. Shut down doing set. Okay, why do I freeze or shut down during sex? Sometimes. You didn't give me enough on that one. I need a little more information. And so this is the one thing I talk about when I help people with their relationship. A lot of times I need more information in order to answer that sometimes. So I'll give you an example. So this is saying, why do I freeze or shut down during sex sometimes? Okay, so what is happening when is the person, what do you call it, being have pre-intimacy before the act of sex? Like, are they touching you, kissing you, caressing you before the act of sex? I need to know if that's happening. If that's not happening, it could be something that you've had a past experience with, and it's causing you to put you're thinking about a past situation. You got me? So you could be there, or something has happened prior that you're taking your mind off of the present. Am I saying? Yeah. And that could cause you to shut down during sex because you're thinking about something else or something. You got me? Okay. That's pretty much what's going on. Something you're thinking about doing the time or the act of the relationship. Something you're doing. Something's happening. Okay. That's going on. Okay. So I hope that helped you with that right there. Okay. I hope that helped you guys. So I hope that, I really appreciate these questions that you guys send me. I do have quite a bit of questions from people. I don't want to keep you up and keep you on this call too long, because there's a lot of questions that we are needing help with when it comes to love and sex and relationship. So here's what I'm going to do. Of course, I'm on live every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Saturday is going to be my Q&A, but I may have to do Q&A on all my calls and help you with your questions that others can listen to. I will probably try to find a better location since my video is lagging. I'm not sure why it's doing that. But I'm gonna figure it out, guys. We're gonna figure it out, because and the reason I've got to figure it out and find the best way is that my conversations are not for children. I don't want it to be for children, and it's best for me to come on at night so that any questions you have, anything we're talking about, you are freely to listen to me. So I don't want to post it for the daytime, not this type of conversation, right? Let me figure out. I guess I'm gonna have to buy one of those Splinter. I don't know. You know, the thing they have for your internet, because something is causing it to happen. Okay. All right, guys. I'm not gonna hold you. Thank you for joining me. See Maggie. Thank you, Veronica. Thank you for Pamela letting me know that it was sticking. I hope it's not so bad right now. Thank you for joining me, guys. Especially Michael. Thank you for them hearts and your love. Brandy, I love you. Thank you for your hearts and your love, guys. Thank you for following me. Christina, Christopherson. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Thank you for watching and following me. I will be back on Tuesday live, and we will be talking about some more conversations that's going to help you in your relationships and help you find love, get love, and keep love. Okay? Now, if you are single, you know how I say it, guys. Just be patient. If you're looking for love or want a mate or you want to be in a relationship, just be patient. The person is right around the corner. No reason to rush. No reason to go out and say, why me, not me? If love is there, love will be there before you. But if you want to just be single and you just want to enjoy it, it's okay. Just enjoy being single, be happy and peaceful. If you're in a relationship, you know what I say now, it's got to be about peace, joy, and happiness. Make sure the relationships you're in are about peace, joy, and happiness. Okay? So I will be back on Tuesday live, and we'll be talking more about love. Love, you know what I do? Talk about love. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank you so much, Doris Jones. I love you. I thank you guys. So I'm going to make sure that we are on Tuesday, and I'll try to figure out how to fix this lagging going on because it's really getting bad. And I don't like it. Take care. And